Hello, hello, hello. It is Sydney from Sunshine and Strings, and I am here today in the lovely forest, obviously, because it is really hot out and I kind of wanted to get out of the house to film this Q&A for you guys. So let's get started. I literally cannot find a good angle or setup, so hopefully this works. Hopefully these trees aren't too dark. Sorry about my hair, I need to take a shower. But yeah. So, yeah, let's get started. So I think you guys commented like over 50 questions for me to answer. And obviously I'm just one girl and I don't want this video to be like half an hour long. So I'm really sorry if I don't get to your question, but hopefully I answer most of them. So the first question that a lot of you guys asked was, how long have I been making bracelets? And the answer is, I don't know. I don't really have a clear answer because I was making like the Chinese staircase, just like those little ones, since I was like 6 years old in day camp. So I've been making those for, I don't even know, a really long time. But I recently just learned how to do like a candy stripe, a chevron, and all of that last summer. So if you're talking about like actual friendship bracelets, I've been making them a little over a year. I also got a couple questions asking how I learned to make bracelets. So last summer in June, my camp counselor, she taught me how to make the candy stripe bracelet. I think my first bracelet was like, I want to say 6 or 8 strings candy stripe. It was really small and not that good. I'll try to find it when I get home, but yeah, it did not start off that great. But so I made candy stripes for a couple weeks, and then I started to make chevron bracelets once I got more comfortable with the knots. And at first, backward knots were really hard for me. But the first chevron bracelet I made was 8 strings, and that was in like July of last year. And then I learned how to read patterns. I think I just watched a YouTube video. I don't remember what video it is now because it was over a year ago, but I just remember looking up how to read patterns and then trying to figure it out myself, I guess. But yeah, Masha knots was really helpful to me. And I watched a couple of Kinsey B's videos, but no hate for her. I just didn't like hers as much. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend those 2 channels as well as my own. But yeah, that's the answer to that question. So out of the 50-some questions I also got multiple of the same questions, so I'm going to try to answer all of those. So a lot of you guys were wondering what is my favorite pattern, and to answer that, I don't really have a favorite because I don't really make multiples of one pattern because it just gets kind of boring for me to make like 2 the same pattern in a row, if that makes sense. But my favorite pattern I've made, like my favorite bracelet, it would probably have to be this really cute avocado alpha bracelet that I made. I'm not selling it because that was also my first alpha bracelet, as some of you guys asked. I would not recommend starting with that pattern because it was really difficult for me because there were a lot of color switches in a row and everything. And it turned out fine, but there's definitely easier alpha patterns that I would recommend starting with. Oh my gosh, my hair is crazy. Sorry. The hardest bracelet I've made, I would actually have to say the jack-o'-lantern one that I made the alpha bracelet tutorial on. It was not like a hard pattern, but there were a lot of color switches in a row, and there's a lot of switches at the edge. You had to go from black to white on the edge, and those are kind of difficult. But yeah, my favorite alpha pattern would have to be, I'm also gonna say that pattern. So that jack-o'-lantern bracelet is like my favorite pattern, and it was also the hardest for me. A lot of people were wondering what my favorite color combos are, and I really love beachy colors. I love the beach, I love summer, and I also love fall. Like, summer and fall are definitely my favorite seasons, and I really like fall themed colors, so I've been doing a lot of oranges and reds and browns, and I think those color combinations look really good together. You've seen me make quite a lot of those, but my top favorite would probably be like teal, yellow, orange, and like pink. Like, yeah, I really like coral and teal, and I think those colors look really good together. Some people were wondering how long I go making bracelets and which bracelet took the longest for me to make. So I'm gonna say my first alpha bracelet, the avocado one, that one definitely took me the longest to make. I sat down and did like 2 hours of work, and I only made like that much. Like, it was my first alpha bracelet, so I didn't really know what I was doing, and that one took me a really long time to make. The Hamilton bracelet also took me a while just because it was so big, and it was only my second alpha bracelet, so that one took a while. Usually I sit down at my table outside and I just watch YouTube. Like, literally, I'll just sit down with my bracelet and I'll turn on some of my favorite YouTubers, and literally I just go for like, on average, like 2 hours. Usually like 1 to 3 hours a day I'm making bracelets. Next, you guys were wondering what my favorite type of bracelet to make is, and I used to like not make alphas very much. I've only made like 5, but I've gotten into a big alpha kick. That is like all I'm making right now, so I really like, I feel like 16 strings is kind of like my sweet spot. I love normal patterns with 16 strings. I feel like it just isn't that hard and it looks really good. So I would probably say 16 string normal patterns are my favorite to make. On a scale from 1 to 10, I would say alpha bracelets are like a 6 for me if 10 was like really hard, because I really think it depends on the pattern. But making alphas in general, I mean, I've had practice, so as of now it's not that hard for me. But when I first started, I would have answered that question very differently. I would have said alphas are like a 9 or 10. They're really hard when you first get started, but once you practice and learn the techniques, then it gets easier. So yeah. Someone asked what my Pinterest and YouTube goals are. So in August, when I first started this account, my goal was 100 followers on Pinterest and to get 10 sales on my Etsy. I have reached both of those, so I am very grateful about that. I think I have like 2,000 some followers now, so thank you guys so much. And yeah, I've hit 10 sales on my Etsy too, which is awesome. Hopefully I can get to at least 25 sales by the end of 2020. And I've been thinking a lot because I love graphic design and I'm taking that class in school right now. But if I get 25 sales, I really want to start my own website and branch off from selling off of Etsy, just because, I don't know, I just think it would be fun and it might bring in more customers. So my goal for YouTube subscribers, right now I have 130, I think, so again, thank you guys. But I really want to hit 1K by the end of 2020, so please help me to make that happen and hit that subscribe button. The last question I'm going to be answering today is, why did I start my business and what's the meaning behind my name, Sunshine and Strings? So I started my business August of 2020, and I decided to start it because, first of all, I love making bracelets, and my pile of bracelets was growing bigger and bigger and I had no clue what to do with them. So I decided to sell them, and hopefully people will wear them and use them more than I do when they sit on a pile on my desk. But I decided to start my business so that I could spread some happiness to everyone, because during the pandemic and everything, I feel like it's just really good to be able to spread positivity. And yeah, so I hope with every order and every package that I can bring a little sunshine into people's day and just make them smile. So that's also the meaning behind my name. I love Sunshine, and I just thought SunshineAndStrings sounded good, so that's why I chose that. One thing I forgot to mention, some of you guys were asking how old I am, and for privacy reasons I'm not going to say that, but I am in high school, so I'm a teenager, and my birthday is actually next month, so you guys will see some of that. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm really sorry if I didn't answer your questions, but hopefully I will be able to make a part 2 soon and answer whatever other questions you have for me. So yeah, that's it. I have another tutorial coming out on Wednesday, and next Saturday I'm going to be doing a bracelet collection, so stay tuned for that. Please go follow my Pinterest and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye!